What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Shake Chatterjee, and
Emily Wilson.
you're listening to another episode of Life is Blurry. Today's very special guest is none other than Shekeb from I Love a Mama's Boy, which if you guys haven't seen this show, it is a truly hilarious show on TLC. It's shocking how many people, once I started telling my friends that we're recording this, how many people jumped in and were like, "Oh my gosh, I love Shekeb and Emily." And
shout out Sophie.
Yeah, and your mom has all kinds of fans around the world too. So as the name implies, I Love a Mama's Boy is about situations in which a man is very close to his mama. Nothing wrong with that. I love my mama too. They might make a spinoff for me and my mom. Who knows? Shekeb has a very close relationship with his mom, and he also has a girlfriend. And the show follows their journey because at some points the moms on the show, let's just say they overstep their bounds. I feel like is a fair way to put it. Would you say that's a pretty fair description of the show, or how would you put that, Shekeb? And thanks so much for joining us today, by the way.
Thank you guys for even having me. And I'm kind of like thrilled to see that you're also dating an Emily. So, so shout out to Emily. I can't get away from the Emilys out there now.
They're everywhere.
Oh my
God. The show itself.
What year was she? How old is she?
26. Emily's 26 years old.
Okay, yeah. Okay, because I'm 27, and I think we were the most common name in like 94, 95.
Oh, wow.
Time period.
Okay, that could have something to do with that.
You can't get away.
There you go.
Right.
But yeah, the show itself, I Love a Mama's Boy, touch premises on, a guy that's close with his mom. And I mean, I am indeed will forever be a mama's boy and a daddy's boy. I care about my parents. I love my parents. In the show itself, it goes to a degree where the moms could be a little overbearing, a little overprotective because they kind of know, they trust their own intuition compared to anyone else. And, especially as brown people in a way, or Middle Easterns or Persians or brown, we always look at our sons' spouses or girlfriends, and we try to get a reflection of their family to them in a way. And we got to like know that this person is going to be the one. So it's mainly like a little safety mechanism. Mainly what my mom does, but with all the moms in the show.
Absolutely. So, the show covers, I don't know, throughout the 3 seasons, how many different couples were on there? I want to say like at least 4 or 5.
Man, honestly, I think we had about probably maybe 8 in total, but
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 3 seasons.
For 3 seasons. Well, it's interesting because you are, I would go as far as to say you and Emily are kind of the stars, and your mom, of course, are kind of the stars of the show. You've made it all three seasons.
Surprisingly.
But I really resonated with your story because if I understand correctly, you're Afghani,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So as a brown man, as a fellow brown man, I'm Indian, you're Afghani. Yet there's, without being the same exact type of brown, we're both brown at the end of the day.
Right.
And the culture, it's all variations of the same thing, more or less. So I very much resonated with your story. But the show as a whole covers a bunch of different races and stuff, obviously. But I think, in my opinion, you have the most understandable. It's like, yeah, that's just how brown people are. You know what I mean? It's just like, I could just write the whole thing off as, oh, okay, he's just brown.
Yeah, there's a lot of brown people that actually resonated with it. And sorry, I'm also out of water. But there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you're a disgrace to all brown people. I'm like, buddy, and usually the guys are saying it, they're like, want to be like brown rappers. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like who are you? Come on, like, and the fact that it's like, it's okay to love your parents, and that's the thing. What a lot of people don't understand, that because this show actually puts our culture in a spotlight where it's okay for a man to live with his parents. It'll be a whole different thing where a man is depending on his mother, like for finances,
right?
Whole different thing. But if a man's out there living with his parents to take care of his parents, to take care of maybe rent or mortgages and all that, Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you're
That's a noble thing, I would
very
go as
noble
far as
thing.
to
Yes.
say, and, amongst the brown community, I think, it's a very admirable thing to
Right. It's
do.
a respect. In a way, it's like, hey, as each minute goes by, our families are dying. Put that in perspective. We're dying.
Yeah,
Shit. We're
yeah,
dying right now.
it's
That
the
is so
I'm
it's an
sorry.
depressing.
uncomfortable truth. It's an uncomfortable truth, but a truth nonetheless.
Yeah.
So that being said, we kind of talked about how your culture plays a large role. How did you even get involved with a show like this?
Yeah,
How are your parents open to this experience? I know a lot of brown parents wouldn't be.
Right.
yeah, tell us how this all kinda started,
Mhm.
and then tell us so you're based out of Atlanta,
Right.
so you live in Atlanta,
Mhm.
and tell us a little bit about, your childhood. Were you born and raised in Atlanta?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Atlanta, but and the truth be told, I tell a lot of people I'm from Afghanistan originally, I guess, but everyone in my family is from there besides myself. For some odd reason, I guess my parents wanted to get busy over here. So
Yeah,
what even got us to the show? Gosh, what's funny? It all started from the quarantine, believe it or not, when we had the whole lockdown.
right.
Every this is no secret. In Georgia, I'm an actor. I'm a local Atlanta actor, and a lot of people for this reason, a lot of people think like, "Oh my god, the show is completely rigged. It's super scripted. It's all lines." I'm like, "Buddy, you have no idea. If this was super scripted, we would be rich right now, all right?" So,
Right.
and that's a taboo. It's like saying a doctor can't have its own practice. An actor can be in reality TV to shed inside of their life.
Yeah,
And I told
sure.
and I really didn't go to reality TV to pursue acting. I've been doing acting before that. And it's not a way for actors to get discovered. By all means. Really reality
Mhm.
people think that reality TV will get you for acting, will get you every role out there. Absolutely not. We only did it because honestly, I wanted to experience reality TV. I grew up watching
Yeah.
what's that show from G's to Gents? I'm not sure it was back in the day in
Oh, I don't know that
it's on
one.
MTV from
Ooh.
G's to Gents, one of the craziest reality shows ever. And I grew up watching
Okay.
reality TV, and my mom watched a lot of like Indian reality TV. So this
Okay.
opportunity, yeah. So
Interesting.
this opportunity presented itself. I told my mom, like, "Hey, mom, we're not doing anything. It's quarantine right now, and we should just have a little fun. You ever thought about just doing reality TV?" And she's like, "Over my dead body? Are you crazy?" Like,
Which I understand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But how'd
Absolutely.
you how'd you convince her? What happened?
I told her like, because my mom is always preaching, even while we're kids. Like always, if an opportunity presents itself, take it. Fails, success,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter as long as you take it. You don't want to like die one day. You want to be on your deathbed and just regret all the decisions you never could have made. So, and then I'm like, mom, like you're being hypocritical. I'm telling you, let's do this, and you don't want to do it. So it took about 2 months of persuasion. Like, mom, I think it'd be pretty cool. You'd be kind of low key famous, not really famous. It's a TLC show,
I would say she's pretty famous. I mean, I feel like she's an iconic figure on the series, to say the least.
Well,
Definitely.
I appreciate that. I wish she was actually here to talk to you guys too. Which eventually we'll probably make that
Oh,
happen one day.
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
But
definitely.
yeah, she just one day just she talked to my dad over it. My dad was like, "You know what? Screw it. Why not? Let's go for it. Let's have some fun."
And how old are you,
So
Shakib?
I am officially 32.
Oh,
Okay,
see,
good
this is
age.
interesting because I'm 33.
33.
Your girlfriend, yeah, is 26. She's 27. So we're
Yeah,
we're
Yeah,
right in the
we're right
same
there.
good age
ballpark. Yeah,
range.
30.
yeah, a lot
And
of similarities.
tell us how you met Emily and how she was about going on the show.
Oh my god, you won't even believe this. So I met Emily. I met Emily twice, believe it or not. It's gonna sound really, really weird. And by the way,
What?
I mean she is a real girlfriend. People think it's like, oh, you guys just got together for the show. No, you can't really do that. Like they got
No.
background checks. You idiots. Okay. um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but no, I met her. Believe it or not, I've seen her at the airport. Long ass story.
What?
Yeah, it's so long, but I've seen her once at the airport, and then one day I was on a gig. I was on like a little acting gig, some independent film we're doing. Uh, and one of my friends, she's Korean. She brought one of her friends, which happened to be Emily, and she was over there passing out goldfishes like to the actors. Like, here's some catering and all that. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay.
And then from there, our friendship began. Then our love story began, and all the craziness went.
No
I
way.
kept
That's pretty cool.
kept
You guys
kept her a
met.
secret too. You know how it is in the Brown family. You can't tell
Right.
100%.
So, okay, let's talk about that. So, your mom prior to going on the show, she knew the premise of the show.
Mhm.
So she already had met Emily and had an opinion on Emily.
Mhm.
You know, when did you make the big reveal to your parents?
I made the reveal to my parents when I hurt my eye. This is gonna sound really weird. Yeah,
What? What happened to your
my
eye?
parrot literally ripped my cornea
Oh, yeah.
off, and there was no one
Oh,
at my house.
no.
There was no one in my house at the time. So it literally like I had the whenever I sleep with the bird. Stupid as it is. Sometimes it's
Aw, that's
yeah,
Oh my
adorable.
it's
god. Okay,
dangerous.
that was one of our
We were gonna
questions.
talk about the bird, but yeah,
Yeah,
now
it's
the
actually
the bird's
dangerous, you
ripping
know.
corneas off and stuff. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so every now and then I sleep with the bird, and one time I had him on my forehead, and then you know it just all of a sudden looked at me like this, like I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Literally ripped my cornea, like the thin little, like I
What?
swear to God, kid you not. And I was like, my eyeball was like sandpaper. That's how it felt.
Wow. With its beak or with its claw?
With his beak, just a tiny little like nibble. It was just a little nibble,
Oh, little nibble,
Oh
little
not
love
my
just a
nibble,
precise.
god.
little love
I
nibble.
got pictures.
What kind of bird do you have?
It's a Senegal parrot.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
those are
How did
beautiful.
it so why does a grown man get a parrot? I just
What does a
wanna
man's
know.
age have to do with getting a
No, I'm
parrot?
Have
just
you
so
not seen
People of
curious.
Jafar?
all ages love and appreciate birds,
I
okay?
am so curious. The only experience I've had with a parrot is this girl growing up in elementary school. They had two parrots and they were in a huge cage, like a floor to ceiling cage in their kitchen. And they would, they knew how to talk back and forth to you. And
Yeah,
it was the most traumatizing thing because
traumatized.
there was
Traumatizing.
one time where she let the parrots out and it was like a bunch of girls sleepover. We were all home alone
Ooh.
and we were like so scared because these parrots like they were big too
Yeah, yeah.
and they live a
Were
really
they
long
disturbing your
time.
sleepover, your
Yeah,
slumber party?
I'm not as much of an animal person as she
They
is,
were
but
flapping
it
their
was
wings all up in your
scary.
face or
I
what?
was really scared,
That
honestly.
doesn't sound traumatizing at
It
all,
was.
personally,
It
Mhm.
was.
but you're right. I
But
do have more experience.
I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, how'd you get the bird? I think is what Emily's trying to
So
ask.
that's a very traumatizing story. But I've had birds before in the past, like parakeets or cockatiels. You ever heard of cockatiels or what, like little birds that have these
Of
hairs like
course,
this?
yeah.
I've had those in the past, and then it flew away when I was in 7th grade, and I cried miserably. And then
No.
and then
Oh,
one day my uncle said, "Hey, I got this Senegal parrot as a gift. You want to get it?" I'm like, "All right." And that's how I got it. I mean, I never paid for a bird. It's always been gifted. So
Oh,
I call
okay.
this bird
Well, as
my
wow.
long as
good.
you're not paying
Yeah,
for it, you know.
yeah. I call my parrot. It's a good luck charm. Like, and I told that to my family
Yeah.
because the day my parrot came is the day where I left corporate America. I was like, you know what? I'm
Oh.
pursuing my goal to be in entertainment industry. And that's the
Hmm.
same day when I got the
Wow.
parrot. But
And then the day that it ripped your cornea
yeah,
off,
that was
you revealed Emily to your parents, so more good luck.
you know how that happened as well. So once I had my cornea ripped, I couldn't call no one else. I'm like, damn it. And I really didn't want to call my girlfriend at the time. Like, damn it, what should I do? So I called
Yeah.
Emily. She came in, took me to the hospital. I'm like, all right, cool. This girl is the one. She took care of me. She brought me back home, came inside. My mom and dad were like, who the hell is this? Like,
Oh
why are
my
you with my
god.
son? And then the whole explanation, I was like, hey guys, I'll explain later on. I can't talk to you right now.
Well, it had to happen one day or
Yeah.
another, and, sometimes it takes a parrot to just rip the Band-Aid off
I'm telling you, man.
and get the show
I'm
on the
telling you.
road, you know?
Wow.
Very cool. Well, I have to ask you some questions about the show, and I'm not sure what you're allowed to kinda expose or not, but,
Mhm,
fans are wondering. So, okay, you kinda cleared up. Yeah, you and Emily have a legit relationship. First of
Mhm.
all, how are things with her right now? Are you guys
And how
still an
long have you
item?
guys been
we've been
together?
together 4 to 5 years, I think. Like,
Okay,
it's been a
okay.
while.
Things
Wow.
are good?
Well, I mean, we've been together for 4 or 5 years. As of right now in this current situation, it's kinda hard to say at the moment.
Hard to say, hard to say.
Yeah.
It's very
Gotcha,
difficult.
gotcha, understandable. So don't worry, man.
Mhm.
We don't have to get further into it than that.
Uh-huh.
I was just watching some clips. You know, it's a tough spot for her to be in, because
Absolutely.
Yeah,
she's
that's really
because
hard.
she's kind of like always having to prove herself,
Yeah.
and your mom has made it clear that she doesn't, like see her as the one for you, and
Mm.
then Yusra.
Oh yeah,
comes
you saw
up in the
Yusra.
picture.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What's up with her? So for those that aren't familiar, so there's an episode where Shekeb here is at the gym working out with this girl that
Ah,
his mom is
I
trying to.
could not believe that.
I'm like,
We were
Shekeb,
like,
how are you working out with this girl right now when you have a girlfriend? But then Emily came with you to the gym. So
yes.
mhm.
Yes.
what's going
Yeah,
on with
that
all
would
that?
not fly in our relationship. So I'm very, very
So
interested in how this
you wouldn't let Shake
will.
go to the gym with a random female?
No, no, it's not.
What if she was
We
my
go to
personal trainer?
no, no, we go to the gym separately or we go
Oh
together.
my.
But
Fair enough.
there's
But
no it's just in our building, so it's not
but
like
there's
Uh,
no gym buddy of the
yeah,
opposite
there's no
sex
gym buddies
helping us
allowed.
stretch or what have
that's true.
you. That we yeah,
So
that's
in my stance, like that whole thing was just a favor for my mom. Like I was like, what, maybe I'll give my mom a chance, and I'll just because she's done a lot for me. So I was like, yeah, I'll go to the gym with Yusra, and Yusra was like, yeah, let's just work out. Just casual workout, literally work out because she's a serious lifter. She used to be a power lifter in Egypt. So I was like, you know
oh,
what?
wow.
Maybe she could show me how to grow my freaking calves because I have some small calves. I have some big thighs, skinny calves. It might be a genetic thing.
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know.
me too, man. I got some chicken legs too. I feel you,
It's
bro.
all
But
good,
you got
baby.
some big biceps, man. You
I
got some
mean,
big
Yeah.
biceps and
could
triceps.
could
So your
could
upper
be could
body's
be better, but I appreciate it though. But yeah, and I didn't want see it. Here's the thing about me, man. I'm not hiding anything. So I just told Emily straight up, hey, this is where I'm going. Do you want to go? I don't agree to this. I'm like, okay, just come with us if you don't trust me. I wanted to like kind of prove to her like, hey, nothing's going on. Just come to the gym with us. And
Right.
I like that. Yeah, lay it all on the table. That's kind of the way I am too. I mean, I have really nothing to hide. I'm like, here, you want to look at my phone? Look at my phone.
Mhm,
If you want to look at my DMs, look at my DMs. You
good
know,
guy.
Mhm.
that's just that's kind of what it takes nowadays. I feel like I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable position, but at the same time, did the show make things really hard for your relationship, or you know, what would you say about
Mm,
that?
great question. For the relationship between me and my mom, it helped out tremendously. Like I've done things where
Interesting.
yeah, it actually, believe it or not, it made me and my mom closer in a way, and,
That's good. That's good.
we did a lot of activities together too, so we spent a lot of time. I mean, you realize how much time is put in reality TV,
Right.
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 especially with your platform. You guys are in a kind of a upper echelon, you're Netflix, all
Ah,
right? We're TLC.
yeah, no one's,
So,
we're all good.
but, yeah, it brought us closer. Now for Emily, I'll be honest with you. Boy, the amount and I'm being, like, legit real with this, the amount of times we fought in between, the amount of times we fought afterwards, like, "I don't wanna do this.
Mhm.
I'm sick of it." Like,
Yeah.
when you see her have those little tantrums,
Yeah.
some of it is kinda real.
Well, I couldn't believe like I definitely I want to get into this too. And
Mhm.
this season of the podcast it's kind of fun because Jake and I are co-hosting because we think it's so interesting to have kind of the male and female perspectives. And
Right.
to me I felt like she kept her cool so well. Like to me,
Mm,
I don't know that I could have done that for so long. I don't know that I could have,
right.
I was like proud of her almost. I just couldn't
Mhm.
believe how well she kept it together, especially, season 1, that, birthday cake situation.
Birthday ca oh god, yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe honestly how and I have a lot of patience, but I will
Mm.
give her some serious
Mhm.
kudos there.
Yeah, she did her part, and she was really, really like, I'm not gonna lie, I was proud of her that day too, but oof.
It's a
If only
lot.
'cause if only you would be able to see the entire thing, obviously it's edited down, but it was way worse than
It was
that.
worse. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah.
she kind of got a favorable edit in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
regard.
yeah,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on anybody who, especially, is already in an uncomfortable spot. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
hard enough when things are all relatively good and the cameras are on.
Mhm.
Um, but then you add in, someone's not a fan of someone else, and that makes it tough. How would you
Yeah.
feel about your edit? How do you feel about like how you're portrayed and how you come across overall?
Overall, honestly, I think we had a conversation way back in a couple of months ago, but, I really I don't know, I have a very, very nonchalant way of looking at things, especially if I'm on TV like this.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I'm kinda happy the way I came out, maybe not to the point where some people think I'm a misogynist, or some people think I'm like I always gaslight women, which is not really true. I don't really gaslight anyone. It's just obviously the editing process can, alter some of the situations, but you know, I love the fact that, it shows that I'm proud of who I am and proud of what I do. And I'm like my mother. I like to be very upfront. I like to be direct about things. If like I have a philosophy, as corny as it sounds, I never want to go to bed angry.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
whatever we have, resolve that issue right now before I go to bed. I want to have some good dreams. I don't want to like just like ruin my day from that. So, you know, now in terms of how I'm portrayed with Emily, I guess I get a lot of hate comments. Holy moly. And
That's
some of them
so interesting. It's crazy how
it's
many people watch all these shows. Shake's show too. Like it's crazy how many people are watching.
And
you know,
care enough to like go out of their way
Yeah.
and like
oof,
fire off some
boy,
nasty message or DM or whatever.
without actually even knowing who you are. And you know what I found out though? What I realized is that the crazy sick messages, the ones that are like really, really like detailed and like, or go back to your country, or like, oh, I'm gonna,
Oh yeah.
I hope someone gang rapes that ass. Like
Yep. What?
I get weird stuff like that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
These are people that are literally watching the show as they're typing.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're writing this in the moment, and then sometimes I'll respond like, "Whoa, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And be like, "Oh, I apologize. I was just triggered. I swear to God, dude."
Yes, that's exactly what we get too. I
Yeah.
got stuff about, right when Shake and I started dating and when it became public, I did get
Mhm.
things about him being Indian,
Oh,
and it's
really?
just so yeah, and him being brown, him being Indian, people thinking he was Muslim or something,
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and it was really, really uncalled for, and then when you do respond, which I never do, but God
Right.
forbid once in a while you do, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, didn't realize."
Yeah.
And it's like you call them out almost, and Shake and I have spoken about this because, obviously I don't really respond to anything,
I love
but
responding.
I
I love
still
it.
get to
Well,
this
I like
day, I
that.
get stuff every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does anyone ever like say negative things about you, Emily?
All
Yeah.
day,
Oh yeah.
every
Even you?
day, and
Wow.
I always tell Shake, I'm like, "You're so lucky that you are dating someone that can take it," because I've
Yeah.
always had a thick skin. I'm, the oldest of 4 kids,
Oh,
from
wow.
Boston, whatever, but
Good old Boston.
yeah,
All
like I
right.
can take a hit. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
so, for me, I just let it roll off my shoulders. It really doesn't bother me. And I do say that in all honesty. I know people say, "Oh, it doesn't bother me," but it really does. It really doesn't.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but it's funny. Like even on Saturday night, we were out with one of our friends, and I posted an Insta story from a club that we were at, which is not like we're always at a club. Once in a blue moon, we're there.
Mhm.
I got like 30 DMs saying, are you guys
Are you
ever
ever gonna grow
adults?
up?
Are you
Yeah.
ever gonna grow up? Like
What?
Saturday night, I'm
Yeah.
27 years
What are
old,
we
but
supposed to be
I didn't
doing?
respond,
What are we
obviously.
supposed to be doing?
Even if you're 37 years old and you're going to the club, is there a problem?
I'm closer to
Right,
37 than I am to
right. Like
27,
grow up.
But anyway,
Right.
now that people are starting to see that, there's a bit of a change in momentum because they're like, you know what? Shake was freaking
Mhm.
right. He was right after all. But all that said, they're still assholes to Emily.
Yeah.
And that sucks. That I'm like, oh, okay, people are finally coming around. But you know what? They attack like a defenseless person that's like not even involved in this, and that's Emily. So I'm like, that sucks for her. And I can
Yeah.
only imagine how,
I'm sure Emily's getting a
you
lot too.
yeah,
You're
you're
Emily.
Emily too.
Well, put it this way, for you, Emily, to even get attacked, it's envy. I mean, Shake, with all respect, you have a beautiful girlfriend.
Oh, thank you. She is
Thank
pretty good
you.
looking.
And then anyone that sees anyone pretty on TV or anything like that, they're gonna try to like bring you down in some way.
Mhm.
And when anyone trying to say anything negative like that, that just shows who they are and how they feel at that current state. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fact that you have thick skin about that, shoot, that means you're winning. You're like, ah, okay, cool, keep on
Absolutely, and
talking.
the thing is, like, your Emily was on the show.
Hmm.
I met Shake after the show was filmed, you know what
Mhm.
I
That's
mean?
wild.
So,
She kinda got
it's like
roped
I
in.
had nothing to do with it, wasn't my decision, whereas, like, Emily at least was on the show, so she was, a quote unquote "character" on the show, she was a person on
Right.
the show, So people are DMing her, reaching out. I wasn't even part of it. I came into the
so
picture
random.
afterwards, but
Yeah.
it's just so interesting.
Yeah.
People are nuts.
Yeah.
People are nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Um, I,
you could always just respond in a very, very because Emily has a strategy herself, by the way.
Oh, what is it?
yeah.
Like, when she doesn't really like respond to people. She's like, these peasants are not worth my time.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
respond either.
there's a saying. There's always a saying. You'll never get hate from above. You always get hate from below. The
Definitely.
status from people. You always get hate from below, never from above. So why even waste your time with the people
Definitely.
below?
I
And
really
for,
like that. I really
for
like
me, I like
that.
to. Yeah, it's a beautiful way of looking at things. And for me, I like to stir the pot for the algorithm. And some people will body shame me like, oh, you look like you look like Jafar on crack.
Hmm.
And then and sometimes it'll be a larger woman, and I will just literally just comment back saying, "You look like you need cake." Next thing you know, a bunch of other people join like, "Are you misogynist? Shame on you! You're body shaming." I'm like, "Lady,
Yeah,
look at the
yeah,
comment above."
Oh my
exactly.
god.
For me, my strategies. I have fun with it. Pretty much I have fun, and sometimes when there's like really, really like dirty, like really dirty comments, I will still leave it up so I can show people like, "Hey, this is the person who they are." Like sometimes I even like threaten people, like, "Hey man, I got your IP address," and they believe it.
I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the whole way of looking at things. You'll never get it from up above, the people that are like in higher places. You
Mhm,
get it from people from below you.
mhm.
That's how it is. It's the facts.
So when
Absolutely.
people are coming at you with, attacks or mean messages, I know some of them are kind of just off the walls and ridiculous, but
Mhm.
what are some of the specific things that they hate on? Is it the fact that you live at home? Is it the fact that Emily's involved in this situation, like with your mom, or what is it that people seem to be upset about?
Some people think I have Emily on a leash that I need to release her.
Oh,
Like
Hmm.
you're holding that poor girl hostage. I'm like, no. I mean, honestly like I have an open door policy. If anyone's not happy with me, like, hey, the door's open. Like, if God forbid, God forbid, if like I was, for example, I'll share a little secret. I was married at one point. I was married
Yep.
we
for
saw that. Yeah.
Mhm.
5, 6 years. And people think like, oh, he got divorced because his mom got in the way. Not in reality. Uh, the only reason why I even got divorced was my wife wanted kids at the time, and I was not ready. I was young,
How
and I
old were
wanted to see what
you?
the thing. I got married I got engaged when I was 19. I got married when I was 21.
That's
Yeah.
very young. That's very, very young.
Holla at your boy. Yeah.
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 No kids, just a parrot. But yeah. And you know what's even crazier? My ex wife now is my sister in law.
Oh, no way.
My
Wow.
little brother, out of all the women in this world, married my ex wife's sister. I'm like, wow, good job.
Ex-wife's sister. Okay,
Wow.
okay.
Way to go, right?
So,
And are you in touch now?
My mom is. My mom still
Okay.
talks. And then I'm completely going off track. And matter of fact, TLC even wanted them to come on the show, and I'm like, let's not have them.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But going back to your thing, about Emily, about how people are responding to how I am with Emily, or in general living at home.
Mhm.
People take it as a very disgusting manner, as in like, oh, no man should be at home living with their parents. I'm like, where does that say that in the rule book of life? There's a lot
Right.
of adults right now with how things are going are moving back in with the parents. Are they
Mhm.
failures? Some of these guys are lawyers. Some of these guys are doctors. Some of these guys are engineers and all that. Look at me, I'm putting on the brown aspect, doctors or engineers.
Yeah.
But they move back. It's nothing wrong with that. But and even for Emily, like I even told her a long time ago, even when we first started dating, like if there was a time where you wake up and have no feelings for me, you let me know, or you let me know and just walk away. Like I will never, like, as messed up as it sounds, I will never beg for someone to stay with me.
Mhm,
Like
Mhm.
I feel like no one should beg in a
mhm.
way. Like if you're
Is
meant to be,
that
you're meant to be.
this might be really naive, but is that like a brown cultural thing? Because no one has ever told me that other than
Mm.
Shake. Like
Really?
like girls want a guy that like fights for them and they're like, you're mad at them and they like fight for your heart back or whatever. Like to me, if a guy just says, "Oh, the door is open," it's
Oh
like,
shit.
all right, well, I
Uh-huh.
will go then.
Well,
Like I
To a
hate
certain
that.
degree.
I
To a
yeah.
certain degree.
Yeah.
There, like
Mhm,
I feel like when I say like the door is open, yeah, like I'll try one or two or like 3 times. Like you would try just a finite amount of times to like at least try to like work things out. But if the problem keeps on consisting and just
mhm.
persists, and like how should I say it in lack of better words. Yes, we as brown people or Shake or I and all that, we will try, but if it comes to a point where it's like repetitive, it's like, okay, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. Hey, just do what you want to do. I'm still here.
We're not unreasonable, you know, we're not
Yeah.
unreasonable.
Mm,
But I think maybe part of it's a brown thing, but I think it also has to do with just being um, a man with confidence, you know, self assurance.
Some
That
people take that as a you're egotistical, you're arrogant, you're a
right.
narcissist. But it's like I don't think I'm the shit. Well, honestly, as you should too, Shake, and you as well, Emily, because you're beautiful and Shake, you're a stud yourself. You should always look in the mirror and be like, God damn, I freaking look good. I love myself. I
Yeah.
could date myself. I could sleep with myself. There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta like worship who you are. You gotta love yourself to
yeah,
the point, and
you
people are
do.
afraid to do that. They're
You
afraid
do.
to do that.
You
Definitely.
do. And that's where that attitude comes. It's like, hey, if there's something that's not working here, then,
Mhm.
you know, please don't let me stop you from finding what it is you're looking for, right? That's what it is.
Right.
It's not supposed to be a like a get out sort of thing. It's supposed to be, you know, I want to be happy and I want you to be happy. And that's kind of
Yeah.
where it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Emily, does she want to get married and have kids? Kind of where are you guys at now? And also, is there going to be a season 4?
Oh, so I think there is gonna be a season 4.
I was also going to ask you, what
Mhm.
is in your future in terms of if you don't do season 4?
Yeah. What are you working on these
Like, are
days?
you doing your acting stuff? Kind of what's like
Mhm.
your day to day like? What's the life of Shakib?
So reality TV is completely like separate from what I really, really do.
Mhm.
TV is an extension of what I do. Like I said, it's all, when I say it's all for fun, doesn't mean it's all scripted. It just means like I really enjoyed my experience with it. Uh,
Mhm.
if I wasn't back on another season or even a spin-off, what people in the comments be saying, I'll just continue to focus on acting. Like our lives are pretty much consistent to auditioning and
Hmm.
auditioning more and auditioning this. Like there was a Tyler Perry show I was on. I was playing an Indian person.
Oh,
Go
Oh,
figure. But I took it. I took it. It's kind
we'll
of
have to watch
stereotypical, but
that tonight after this.
yeah. So I took it mainly because I'm like, you know what? The reality TV didn't give me this role.
Mhm.
I got myself this role. Like
really?
I auditioned for it. It was originally written for like a white person. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna throw in an accent. Like this.
That's
And I took that
awesome.
shit. Right. But
Nice.
anyways, that's my main focus. Like acting is what I love. It is a cutthroat industry. Sometimes not even about talent. Sometimes about some of these directors will look at you and be like, you know what, this guy reminds you of my ex or my ex
Yeah.
girlfriend. Blah blah. Like I don't get him out. He's talented, but I don't want him. Matter of fact, I'll share a little secret. It's not a secret anymore. It's already out. But there's a show called The United States of Al. It's on
Mm.
CBS. It got canceled after 2 seasons,
Mhm.
but the show was primarily looking for an Afghan actor who actually has experience in acting, obviously, and also has experience of what the actual character does. The character comes from a military background. I used to be in the army, not as a soldier. I used to translate. I used to translate
Oh,
like
wow.
Wow.
Farsi and Pashto for the soldiers. I'm like, oh my god, this is the perfect. This role is me. This is my role.
That is so
So I
cool.
auditioned for it, and turns out towards the end of the process, they just randomly just chose this random guy from South Africa. He's an Indian actor. They just chose him and gave him a bunch of like words in our language just to use. And as every Afghan was watching the show, they're like,
Oh,
well, all respect to Indians. I mean, it's all respect to Indians, but the fact is
Mhm.
like
yeah, yeah.
for,
Was
for
that
us, we're in that category. We all look alike. Apparently, that's the thing.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I feel you.
What
So
was that like being a translator? I actually know someone that does that right now.
it's fun. It's dangerous when you go overseas with it. I never went
Yeah.
overseas. I only stayed in states. Like I went to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and translated for the soldiers. And it's just like you're kind of like creating a scenario for them.
Mhm.
You're preparing them for what to do when they go overseas, like how to approach women or how to approach someone's house. Teach them about the language, the mannerism, how you have to show respect. 'Cause respect in our culture is big.
Mhm.
Respect in Indian culture, Pakistani, Afghan, Iran, anywhere in the Middle East, any brown person you see, respect is a huge, huge thing, and we hold that highly. And that's one of the things we try to teach the soldiers. And yeah, and the language too, and actually how to say some words. And I've done it for a while, and then I just kind of like stopped because my family's like, "No, they're gonna draft you to Afghanistan. And you might be stuck." And some
Yeah.
of the guys that go there, they make stupid amount of money.
They
It's tax
do.
free, crazy amount of money. But the thing is, you're putting your life at risk.
Totally.
Like,
Absolutely.
so you don't want to, because there's a lot of people that actually died doing this.
Of
Mhm.
course.
So
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
thank you for your service.
Yeah.
It's
don't
really,
don't.
really,
I
really
mean,
tough.
it feels weird for you saying that because I didn't really do much. Like this, the soldiers are the ones that we should be thanking,
Yeah,
not me.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you too for enabling them. And I'm glad you mentioned this part of your life because I
Mm.
really don't know that I would have known this otherwise. I think it really adds another dimension to the mama's
Mhm.
boy that a lot of us have seen on TV.
Yeah.
Mama's boy.
That's very cool.
I wanted to ask too, are you and Emily you're not living together, right?
He already said he can't
I
talk
forgot.
about it
Oh, you
that
can't
much.
talk about it.
Remember?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Classic
well,
Emily.
I mean,
Classic Emily, just digging in
I want to
there.
know.
God, all these Emilys are so alike. I'm kidding. No, but our situation right now is kind of chaotic. You can say
Okay.
that, but
Okay, yeah, yeah.
it's chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll fill you in more details
Are
later
you
on. But
living alone or are you living at
Oh,
home?
God.
I forgot.
uh, so I was living with Emily, but
Huh.
towards the end of the season, I kind of
Okay.
agreed to going back home. It's
Okay.
Okay.
again, it's chaotic at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay.
You don't have
Yeah.
to.
Woo.
Yeah, that's tough.
We'll watch your story unfold as you're ready to share it. So all good, my man.
Absolutely. And have you become friends with the other cast members?
I became friends with Matt.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Matt?
Yeah.
The one that everyone
Which
like.
one was Matt again for the?
Uh, unfortunately, it's the one where everyone just keeps on like dogging him out because they think he's, for lack of better words, well, I don't want to say the word,
I think
not
I
that
know
there's
who
a
you're
problem
talking
with it.
about. I think I know
Yeah,
who you're
he's in
talking about. Yeah.
California.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I
And he
talk to
got
him on daily.
engaged.
He got engaged to a great woman too.
Yeah.
I'm really in touch with him mainly. I was in touch with Mike too, but I talk to Mike here and there every now and then.
Gotcha.
He's doing his own thing. Mike's a producer. I'm not sure if you guys know about that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They used to work for Mario and all that. But besides that, and I'll talk to Robert, the guy with
Mhm.
the cauliflower ears, the
Yeah.
fighter. But besides that, with everyone else,
Yeah, I
just
wasn't sure if you guys would like become friends and bond over it.
Yeah, I mean, from my interpretation, you guys were a little bit more separate since it was focused more on the couples, right? You guys weren't really interacting in a group very
No, you were
often.
never together, yeah.
yeah, we're never together. And a lot of people was like messaging us and saying like, oh, there should be like a tell all, which that'll be pretty cool. I mean, that'll be like awesome to
Mhm.
have all the mama's boys in one little room and be a lot of
And the
Definitely.
mamas too. You got to get them in
the
there.
mamas too. Yeah, the mamas
Yeah,
too, exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, was there something like that for your past experience? Was there a tell all for your
It
show?
wasn't a tell-all. It was a reunion, but I used it as a
Reunion, okay.
tell-all where I was like, I'm sick of all these fakes like lying through their teeth. I'm just gonna, say what everyone at home is thinking. And yeah, you can watch it. It's quite a shit show.
I might have to watch it tonight. Why do you think that is? Why do people not want to like hear the truth? I never
Um,
understood that.
Yeah,
that's a great topic. I mean,
Is-
for the purposes of being on the show I was on, the simplest answer is they wanted the absolute most exposure slash fame as they could possibly get.
Mhm.
And that, I mean, that just kind of sums it up.
Mhm.
They
Right.
would align themselves with the people and the ideas and the narratives that would help them, look best in the public eye, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, those if those people have that kind of intention, they won't go far with that.
No, well, they all got divorced, so
There you go.
that's.
See, there you go.
I mean,
Life has its ways.
exactly. Like I would never hate on divorce as something like
Mhm.
Mm,
something wrong or something unethical. I think if two people don't work out, then
Yeah, who cares?
it's the
Yeah,
right
not a
thing
big
to do is
deal.
to get divorced,
Of
frankly.
course.
correct.
But when
Absolutely.
you have a fake
Absolutely.
ass marriage to like try
To be
and
on TV.
to be on TV, and where
That's a
they
slap on the
really
face.
screwed
Mhm.
up was they had to come at me trying to claim that I was, fake when in reality it was them who was trying to cover
Mhm.
up for their sham marriage. So that's why I felt comfortable kind of attacking these people and being like, well, you're divorced now. Like, that's what happens.
Well, if you think of it this way, the fact that they actually took the time to reach out to you, I mean, for anyone to even take time out of their life to go to
Mhm.
you, to write to you, or say this, you're
Go
kind of
out of
like
their
God.
way.
Yeah.
You're pretty much you're God. You're like you're taking their life, your life away. Like, hey, yeah, keep on writing, keep on
Right.
writing. You're wasting your time. Keep on writing.
Right, right.
Yeah, I guess
And
that's
there's
one way.
nothing wrong with getting divorced.
No.
I believe in divorce. I think that getting
Mm.
divorced is a good thing. If you're unhappy,
If it's warranted.
you should get divorced. If you know,
Mm.
but
But you
the
know what's
only thing that was different here was that they literally got married on the show, and they made it
That's
seem
too
like
much.
they
That's
were the
way
Holy
too much.
Grail.
right. Well,
Shame on you.
the
Yeah.
better thing than divorce is to just not get married unless it's for the right reasons. You
Right.
know? So
Right.
there's that.
Yes, that is a thing. People get married. Shoot, a lot of Afghans, our people, get married for the wrong reasons. I've seen so many divorces. Oh my God, you have no idea. I've seen a lot of infidelity too. Like it's like
Yeah.
you really. I think people just forgot what love is and what it actually means. It's not just "I love you, baby," or it's not just a flesh. Yeah, sex is important, but what comes after sex
Right.
is that kind of mentality.
Well, thank you so much, Shekeb. We really appreciate it. And if you're ever in Miami, please
Hit
let
us
us
up.
know. We will let
Is
you
that where you guys
know.
live?
Sorry?
You guys live in Miami?
We're in
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh, I
Just
thought.
like the candle says.
Yeah, just like
Oh,
our
I thought for
candle.
some reason I thought it was New York. I have no idea why I thought that.
East
I was
Coast.
in New York before. I lived there for like 4 years. And then I
Oh, okay.
moved down here, and Sheik was in Chicago, and then we moved in together here in Miami. So let us know if you're ever here. Would love to grab some drinks.
Will
Yeah,
do. That'll be awesome.
And why don't you just let everyone who's listening know where they can find you real quick?
Shoot, my mom's basement. No, I'm kidding. But no, you guys can find me on Instagram, the only Shekeb. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of
I like
narcissist.
that.
The
I like
only
that.
That's good.
Shekeb.
It's great.
If anyone's an actor, you can look me up on IMDB, Shekeb, and
Love
that's it.
it.
Simple as that.
Awesome, man. Well,
I
thanks
love
But
again. Appreciate you coming on. And hopefully we get to link up in real life one of these days. Maybe even get the Emily's together.
Yeah.
We'll see.
we will definitely do that. As a matter of fact, and one thing I'm gonna promise you, I'm gonna do my best to even get my mom to talk to you.
Yes, that would be
Definitely.
Maybe a
amazing.
little bit of life lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do a part 2.
Fantastic.
That'll be awesome.